help. We also want to welcome our colleague Sven Spengemann, who brought forward this bill on Gender Equality Week. And so we'll begin with comments from Mr. Spengemann, and then we'll go into a round of questioning. You have 10 minutes. You may begin.
Madam Chair, distinguished members of the Standing Committee on the Status of Women, I thank you for this opportunity to speak on my private member's bill C-309, an act to establish Gender Equality Week. And it's a great honour for me to appear before you today, not only in my capacity as the Member of Parliament for Mississauga Lakeshore, but also because, in my view, this is a real opportunity to have a profoundly positive impact on Canadian society. Before elaborating, Madam Chair, I'd like to take a moment to thank my team here in Ottawa and in my constituency for their dedicated work in bringing this bill to where it is today. Adrian Zita Bennett is my executive and legislative assistant, and he did much of the heavy lifting on the consultation and the development of the text of this bill. My amazing team in the constituency office, Dulce Santos, Hanan Harb, Leslie Ellis, and Kyra Brennan, engaged our community in Mississauga Lakeshore and supported us each step of the way. And, Madam Chair, I would also like to thank Strength in Stories. This is a grassroots organization that helped to inspire this bill, and particularly its co-founder, Rochelle Bergen. In addition, local and national stakeholders such as non-profit organizations, women's shelters, and all levels of government provided feedback that was critical in developing the preambular paragraphs of this bill. My team and I felt that making frank and compelling mention of the full scope of gender-based inequalities that persist in Canada was an essential step to ensure that Gender Equality Week will be effective in delivering two things: national engagement and prospective solutions. And the reason for this, Madam Chair, is simple. Solving any given problem first requires full recognition of the existence of the problem and of its scope. We need to be able to call problems by their names and be frank and open when tackling the challenges that we continue to face. Je suis sûr que les membres de ce comité ne se surprendront aucunement d'entendre des intervenants leur dire que nous avons encore beaucoup de travail à faire pour établir une société davantage axée sur l'égalité hommes-femmes. J'aimerais vous faire part de certains faits qui renforcent cette perception. Au moyen de son rapport mondial sur les disparités entre les sexes publié chaque année depuis 2006, le Forum économique mondial montre l'ampleur des inégalités fondées sur le sexe et les efforts déployés pour les éliminer, particulièrement dans les domaines de la santé, la scolarisation, de la participation à l'économie, des perspectives économiques et de l'autonomisation politique. Selon le rapport de 2016 publié en octobre dernier par le Forum, le Canada se situe au 35e rang de 144 pays entre Luxembourg et Cap-Vert, mais il se classe au premier rang en Amérique du Nord. Madame la Présidente, distingués membres du Comité, nous devons aussi reconnaître, en tant que Canadiens, que l'écart salarial entre les hommes et les femmes nuit à notre économie et à l'économie mondiale. Partout dans le monde, on reconnaît de plus en plus que l'inégalité entre les hommes et les femmes donne lieu à un écueil économique d'une ampleur critique. Selon un rapport publié en 2005 par la Banque royale, l'écart salarial ferait prendre chaque année aux femmes canadiennes des revenus de l'ordre de 126 milliards de dollars. Dans un rapport publié en octobre dernier par l'entreprise d'investissement UBS Management, on lisait que le rendement économique mondial augmenterait de 10 billions de livres sterling si l'on comblait l'écart salarial entre les femmes et les hommes. De même, un rapport du McKinsey Global Institute paru en septembre 2015 disait qu'en favorisant l'égalité hommes-femmes, on ajouterait 12 billions de livres sterling au PIB mondial d'ici 2025. Gender Equality Week can work to achieve what more and more international organizations and governments around the world are advocating, that the elimination of gender gaps will lead to strong and lasting economic benefits. As a 2013 International Monetary Fund report on women's participation in the global labor market put it, the challenges of growth, job creation, and inclusion are closely intertwined. Here in Canada, gender-based inequalities have become ingrained in the fabric of our society, and if we do not address them directly, they will continue to persist. Canadians of minority gender identity and expression are often faced with these challenges in an even more profound manner. And on the predicament of Indigenous Canadians, Madam Chair, a 2015 RCMP report outlined that Indigenous women make up just over 4% of our population and yet account for 16% of female homicides and 11% of missing Canadian women. The acknowledgement of these outcomes goes far beyond partisan affiliation. All of us bear some responsibility in a society that categorically and systematically treats and values genders differently. In short, if we truly seek to address these challenges, a pivotal first step is to recognize them frankly and understand them fully. Secondly, the federal government cannot solve these problems by itself. Gender equality requires awareness and engagement on the part of all Canadians. And to be clear, I'm very proud of the leadership of our Prime Minister and of the federal government who are working to address systemic gender-based gaps that have shaped Canada since Confederation. Le Premier ministre a établi la parité homme-femme au cabinet pour la première fois dans l'histoire du Canada. Pour la première fois également, il a confié à une femme le poste de leader du gouvernement en chambre et nommé une ministre qui se consacrera exclusivement aux questions hommes-femmes. Le gouvernement du Canada a lancé une enquête sur les femmes autochtones assassinées ou portées disparues. En outre, la ministre de la Condition féminine est en train d'élaborer une stratégie fédérale sur la violence sexiste. Le gouvernement a également amorcé la mise en œuvre de l'analyse comparative entre les sexes, ou ACS+, dans tous les ministères de l'État fédéral pour faire en sorte que les aspects hommes-femmes soient pris en considération dans tous les programmes politiques et lois du gouvernement. Le gouvernement du Canada a déposé le projet de loi C-16, actuellement au Sénat, qui protège les Canadiens à identité ou expression de genre minoritaire par l'ajout d'identité et de l'expression de genre à la liste des motifs de distinction illicite au terme de la loi canadienne sur les droits de la personne. Au début de décembre 2016, le gouverneur de la Banque du Canada, le ministre des Finances et la ministre de la Condition féminine ont annoncé que la femme d'affaires et championne des droits civils néo-écossaise Viola Desmond sera la toute première femme dont le portrait figurera sur un billet de la Banque du Canada. À l'échelle internationale, le Canada a saisi l'occasion de servir au sein de la Commission de la condition de la femme des Nations unies. Il appuie vigoureusement la campagne He for She des Nations unies. Encore une fois, je tiens à saluer le leadership de notre Premier ministre et du gouvernement du Canada lorsqu'il s'agit de promouvoir l'égalité hommes-femmes. But, Madam Chair, this is a cause on which all Canadians must lead. This is really the thrust of the bill before you today. Government cannot do this work alone, and the mere passage of legislation without public recognition of and engagement with the challenges we face will be insufficient. You may rightly wonder what exactly an annual Gender Equality Week might look like. Each year, across the 338 federal ridings in our country, Gender Equality Week can inspire girls, boys, men, women, and those of minority gender identity and expression to take part in a dialogue to establish a more inclusive society. If we work together, Madam Chair, we can find solutions. As parliamentarians, we can use this designated week to deepen relationships and collaborate with our community leaders and advocacy groups. This work could take the form of community town halls and debates, research proposals, television and social media reports, fundraising initiatives, marches, art and music, and other forms of advocacy. Through its emphasis on fostering local, community-based dialogue, Gender Equality Week can also serve to strengthen current federal initiatives in communities across our country. In my riding of Mississauga Lakeshore, young people as well as seniors have participated in the development of the bill that is before you today. Members of our Youth Council have specifically expressed concern about the difficulties faced by women to enter and excel in the workforce. Leaders in our community of seniors could play a big part in an annual Gender Equality Week. They have seen firsthand how attitudes and policies have and have not changed with respect to gender equality, and their input would be critical to eliminating gender-based disparities, including poverty, for the next generation and beyond. Madam Chair, our great country is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year. Canada has achieved so much since Confederation, and yet on the issue of gender equality and equity, there's still so much more to achieve. Bill C-309, an Act to Establish Gender Equality Week, is an effort to raise collective awareness of existing gender-based inequalities and to work towards the establishment of a more inclusive society. We need to be able to identify problems in a frank manner and understand that governments cannot solve the issues alone. This is an effort on which we must all lead, and we have before us an opportunity to achieve real progress in our communities and across our country. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I look forward to the committee's questions.
Thank you very much.